to the Chris and Corey Show. Another week of greatness. Yeah, let's throw this shameless plug in as always. Laura Mays. Yeah, I just want to thank the Moose for letting us come out and do the veterans meal last week. Yeah, it was. It was well, stressful, but yeah, but it was great. And thank you all you vets and stuff. And it was a pleasure. And I always look forward to doing stuff like that, especially when they let me. And just have my way with the meals and stuff. I just want them to be happy and not get the same thing every week. You know, some pulled pork or some shit, you know. I just want to try to do something different. This week we done the sausage burgers.
Sausage burgers and the baked potato bar.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah. I thought anyway. You know, I was trying to think outside the box.
Yep,
yeah,
it was good.
Yeah. It was good effort anyway. We'll say that. Yeah. So but thanks to all the vets that came out, you know, to the Moose and done that. And don't forget about the 18th down at the Point for the DAV. You know, all vets are welcome. And it's going to be a big deal, so everybody try to come out if you can. You know, we're trying to think maybe next year, maybe we can do some deliveries or something like that to some of the vets that can't make it out, and try to make it just better in some sort of way. But DJ, raffles, all that good stuff going on down in Duncannon there at 849 and 322. You can't miss us. That's what it is. It's 849 and 322.
That's it,
right
on
on
there in the corner.
Right at the Subway.
Right. Yep, right at the Subway. So everybody come down and check it out. And of course, this week at the stand, everything is always good and always fun to come out and you know, have a good conversation and some food with us. And nothing really special going on. Of course, everything, like I say, is always special at Laura Mays, but the shirts are still here. Get them while they last. There's only a couple left, and we'll start them again, maybe something a little different with the next batch. And, yeah, that's Laura Mays stand. So
always good food.
Always good food. Always good conversation.
Yep,
always good food. Always good people there while you're standing there ready to get your food to talk to and things like that. And I'm thinking about throwing some speakers out front.
Oh, that would be nice.
Right? And do some hillbilly music, you know, with you.
A little bit of blues and barbecue, baby.
Hey, ain't that right?
The Chris and Corey Show playing in the background.
Yeah.
That's what we should do.
Yeah.
And still working on those flyers to have up there. That's what we need. And get that damn sign out front with that light on there. So that'd be good. But, yeah, all that being said, how was your week?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Not crazy?
Not too crazy.
Not yet, anyways. Just two?
Still early.
Yeah, it's still early.
Still early.
It's
That's
not for
right.
debate yet.
Yeah, up for debate. The Jeep looks good. That was the day, I guess.
Jeep looks nice.
You kind of had that. And,
Yeah.
yeah. She turned
Took
out.
a little time, and the thing was completely covered in pollen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be completely covered again tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tis
Yeah.
the season. We just had a little
Welcome to
drizzle
spring
out
in
there.
It
Pennsylvania.
looks good for 24
Yeah,
hours.
exactly.
Me and
Don't
Corey
get your
just
hopes
walked
up.
out,
Yeah.
and there was a little drizzle out there. You know, that's just washing the
Well,
damn
at least I
sky
put
out.
at least I put the top up. Thank
Oh
God.
yeah. I was going to ask, did you have the top down on the way in?
On the way down.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the top off.
Yeah.
Top off. In the Jeep.
I was topless.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's the greatest feeling. Like, done.
Yeah. Oh, that's badass. Yeah. Yeah, the minibus don't do that. No.
If the top comes off of that, it's gonna be a whole different experience.
We can make a thing. Hard top
Yeah, we can do
convertible.
that though, can't we? We got a Sawzall grinders.
Yeah.
We could do that, and we ain't far off from trying something like that. Neither. Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. But you had to go to State College, and
I did. I drove to State College for a 15-minute presentation, and then I drove back home.
holy,
So there you go.
yeah,
It cost me $1 to park in a parking garage.
Is that something?
$1.
Is that something you like really prep for that presentation?
No, because
You kind of already got it.
yeah, I mean it's something I've been working on for better part of 2.5 years, and we're just finally implementing it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't really. Maybe I should have, but like
I mean, how many?
there was no question they were going to ask me. I had 3 slides.
Yeah.
And there was anything that group's going to ask me. I didn't know because
How big was the group?
About 200.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You wasn't nervous at all?
A little bit when I started. it didn't help that the guy before me was a motivational speaker.
Yeah, right.
So, I get up in front of him and I'm like, and he got done and they're all cheering and clapping. So the first thing I said was, listen, the only thing I care about is when I'm done talking, I want the same ovation he got, because I'm not near as entertaining, but damn it, I want to feel just as good as he did. And so when I got done, they all stood up and gave me a standing ovation.
Oh, that's
so
great.
that was funny. I was like, I said, that's the only time somebody in procurement ever gets welcomed with a greeting. I should have recorded that.
Yeah.
Well, I could see you saying that. That was a great opener. That was a great opener. Yeah. I just want that same guy.
Do you find that now it's for me? I can't get up and talk in front of people, and like I can't do it.
It's odd for me. I have two extremes when I do it. I either do really, really well, or I get really, really nervous. And if I get nervous, it's really hard for me to get it back under control. Yeah. So I wish I could figure it out. The icebreaker today, getting them to laugh right out of the gate, puts me in my comfort zone.
Oh, yeah.
And made it better.
Yep.
I was a little bit nervous today because that's the first time I've spoken in front of a group that large in probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. I like doing that because I'm such a type A, and I love to be a center of attention. Like I don't shy away from that. I like to be that guy.
People person.
Yeah. So I like to be one everybody's looking at, and I like to engage. So I look at everybody in the audience. I walk around. I don't stand still. So I mean, I've been a keynote speaker at a couple of conferences over the years. So I like doing it. Like, it's fun.
Yeah.
But it's tough when you have a topic that's not overly engaging.
Yeah.
None of these people are going to be using the software tool. It was people that worked for them. So they didn't really care. Yeah. So I knew I was really only there so that when somebody said, we're paying $15,000 a year for this tool, they don't say, what? Now they've heard about it, so now they know what they're paying for, and they know what it does. Well, and that's really what I was there to do.
They're there for a reason, and they know why you're there. So that makes a lot of difference.
And they have a whole conference. They're there for 2.5 days.
Otherwise, you stand in front of me and Corey with that same speech, and we would have been bored.
You'd have been bored as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just.
Yeah. See, I found what helped me. I don't know how, but doing this podcast has helped me be able to do things like that.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where, hell, I'm up singing karaoke with you at the Moose,
yep.
and I'm putting costumes on and running around the Moose in a Moose costume. And, like, that's not me. Like, I'm the guy that sits at the bar, sits in the corner, shoots pool. Like, I don't do well with a lot of attention on me. And I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know that by looking at you. I think,
but in all honesty, the podcast, it
brings you out of your shell.
It brings you out of your shell.
It does.
Like, that's why I enjoy it.
Yeah. I think our group alone, that our bigger circle, not just our little circle, they just accept us for who we are.
Oh, yeah.
Even the Moose, most of them, they're like, well, that's Corey singing, or that would be, I'm not singing, but Jeff's singing.
White wedding.
That's it.
But they just accept us for who we are. Which is
you
great.
you cannot be a partner with Elisa and be a wallflower.
Yeah,
that won't work. You gotta just be ready to rip and tear.
Yeah. And Laura's the same way. She's like that too. Yeah, she has no shits given.
Off topic. I'd like to give a shout out to somebody.
Oh yeah, shout out.
So one of the kids, the cleanup kids today, left. He went to another job. He went to Lake. Jared, go fuck yourself.
And that's how you say it was great working with you. Good luck at your next job.
No, you got to understand. You got to understand Jared.
Yeah.
Jared is the kid that comes through and he's like, "Hey, Corey, what?" And he goes,
"Yeah,
and that's James.
That's Jared.
Yeah, that's James. James called into work the other night when Ren took off, which we can talk about later. But he called into work because he drove me down to get Elisa and Laura May and daughter.
Yeah.
So he drove down, so I have to drive because I was just mentally exhausted by that point in time. And he drove down, so he called into work, and he was talking to the shop foreman, and he said, I can't remember which guy it was, is he there? And he said, yeah, and he said, tell him to go fuck himself. and the guy on the phone said, "Hey, James wants to fuck you," and I was like, that's the garage humor right there. Like that doesn't exist in my job. Like, there's no way that happens where I work.
No, you do that in your job. You're going right there. HR.
Oh yeah. I was making Pollock jokes today before the presentation,
easy. Ooh.
and the HR lady was sitting there, and she goes, "I don't know if this is appropriate." I said, "I'm Polish. Julanoski." And she goes, "Oh, well, and I guess it's okay." I said, "I'm part Italian too, so I can make some jokes like that too." And she shook her head. I was like, "Man, we got to get off this, man. People like it's just funny.
Yeah.
Like, relax.
Yeah. A lot of it is that. Just relax.
Just
Yeah, but
relax."
Jared, I wish you the
We're
best,
human.
man.
Yeah. That's
Good. That's
good.
nice. Yep.
That lake now, that's good.
Yeah.
Good opportunity for him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Maybe I should just go wash cars.
Maybe.
I'll
You
go
did a
from
damn good
fixing-
job on that Jeep.
I'll go from fixing them to washing them. Like, it's a lot less headache, a lot less stress.
Yeah. And the Jeep looks good. You
It
got,
does look good.
It does
got a
look
good
good.
touch on your stuff there. Yeah. And they sound like they got the tools to do it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I do. Like, I have the guy out the road about once a year. He'll bring me his truck, and I'll completely detail his truck for him, and he pays me pretty damn good to do it.
Yeah. Well, it's worth that if you,
Yeah.
bring her back to new. You know what I mean? Yeah. We got a guy over in Newport somewhere. I was telling Jeff about it. He was, it's been about 6 months ago. He'll detail your bike with that ceramic
Oh, yeah,
stuff
that
and all
ceramic
that.
coating.
And
Yep.
well, it was going to be close to what was it?
I think it's almost $800.
Yeah, $800, but it brings her back to new. Paint and all.
That ceramic coating's pretty good stuff because then the dirt doesn't stick to it.
Yeah,
But
$800.
But it's expensive.
Yeah. Because it's going to be dirty next
You
time.
know
I
what
ride
else
it, so.
helps? 5 coats of clear coat on mine.
Yeah, that'll keep the paint. That'll keep
You
the
get
dirt from
you get a
sticking.
scratch in it, you just sand it out and buff it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did get a chip in my front fender. I was like, oh.
The only way to protect them is not to ride them.
Yeah, but as many miles as I put on that bike since I painted it,
Yeah.
and to have one chip
Yep.
in the front fender, I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Although, when Jeremy was messing around with those painting options at work the other day, I really have, my mind has been going crazy.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
man, I can
Yeah, I've seen
incorporate
it,
that
yeah.
into a new paint job.
Yeah, those were badass. Yeah.
I told him, I said, you should do one silver, which I think he's going to do it. I said, do silver, the silver base, shoot it white, and then put the blue candy over it.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I said, I think the blue and the silver would be
What for blue?
just the blue candy, transparent blue candy.
But is that like a cobalt like that over there?
You can get,
I mean, it's a
you can get
1,000
they,
blues.
they even have the plum purple in a candy.
Wow.
That you could do purple candy.
I'll take a Carolina. That'd be awesome. I'll tell you, that's my dream bike, and she says it. It's the Street Glide and kind of your paint scheme, but in blue and white instead of the orange and black. Because that's kind of almost a Clemson, I don't know. I'll take that too.
And do with the blue and white and just ghost in the NC emblem in it.
Yeah, and put a little ram head, Ramses, on there. That'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be badass. Well, we had the NASCAR race, and man, what a race! How about it?
That was a good race.
Didn't we watch that? Holy shit! So it's the closest finish ever in history. Yeah,
Who had the closest finish before that?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
I do.
Who was?
And I know where it was. Darlington,
Yeah,
Ricky Craven, and Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch. Wow.
Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven.
Who won?
Craven.
Craven. Well, Kurt's done. Then.
Yep.
Yeah. Now he's done. Most wins ever at Darlington.
Bill Elliott,
Yeah, same error.
Earnhardt.
Yep. Senior.
It had to be one of those two because they
I
were.
was thinking that or Waltrip because Waltrip was pretty good.
Waltrip was pretty good.
Senior had 9 there.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was a hot minute ago. But
I
still,
love when they have that race at night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like that. I just like Kansas. Hell, I didn't know I liked it so much till last week. God Almighty, man.
That was a neat track.
Yeah, man. Wow. But yeah, this week is Darlington, and 3 o'clock start time.
Oh, so it is going to be a night. It'll end at night.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely be under the lights. Anybody know how long the track is?
Where's it at?
Darlington.
Darlington.
Yep.
Is it like a mile?
Mile and a half.
Mile
Mile and a half.
Mile 0.3. Yeah, 3.6. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the 1.5-mile stretch.
Shaped like an egg. You know the history on Darlington.
No.
So, Uncle Google says when they started the NASCAR circuit and all that stuff, that was the first super speedway. That was,
Darlington
Yeah,
was?
Darlington was. Shaped like an egg. You know why it's shaped like an egg? The motherfucker that owns the property wanted to save his fishing pond.
I did
so
hear
they,
that.
Yeah. So they had
shortened
to.
one end.
Yeah. So they had to shape her like an egg.
So that's why it's 1.3 instead of 1.5.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yep. And,
It's cool because
Yeah.
the tracks that are like that have two distinctly different corners makes for damn good racing.
Oh yeah. Well,
You know, and they're running.
look at Pocono.
They're knocking
It's
the wall down.
Yeah.
Like if out of all the cars on the track, there's not one of them's not going to have a stripe
No.
because they are literally running on the wall.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's almost a dead Yui. You know, when you get to the egg, you know, the top of the egg
Yeah.
there, it's almost a dead Yui, and they're running 150 mile an hour in the straight. And then I bet they're backing off half of that, you know, in that damn last curve.
In the
there.
court,
yeah, and then 150 again.
They'll be heating the brakes up.
Oh yeah, that's what you'll see too. Them
Yep.
glowing
Yep,
ass
the
discs.
glowing discs.
That'll be killer. Yeah, I like to watch shit like that. But let's see the favorites this week. Who do you think the fucking favorites are?
My favorite has got to be Ross Chastain in the Moose car.
And did that motherfucker? He ended up 19th last week.
Oh, it's going to be a bad Moose meeting.
Yeah, after running good.
Yeah.
Well, he stayed out. He got held up with that last caution. He
Yeah.
had to pit, and he got held back in traffic and couldn't get over.
Yep, and Jeff, he was screaming it.
I was.
Yeah, I know. I was there. Yeah, but it was Larson, then Busher, and then Elliott, then Truex, then Hamlin. Yeah,
Yep.
and I don't know where Bush was. He was way back. I think he finished 8th. He got a top 10, I think. But anyway, yeah. But I think the favorites of Darlington, they're saying the odds. I don't know how they do these odds, these Vegas odds. It's Larson to win, and then Hamlin just right under him. So, man, Larson and Hamlin. Hamlin, I mean, everybody hates Hamlin and shit like that, but yeah, he's up there every fucking week, man.
Yeah, he's a good driver.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
I just-
hates a winner.
I just-
That's why everybody hates him.
Yeah.
I just hope he's not another Mark Martin.
Yeah.
Always close, but never
Well-
there.
Well,
Never win a championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Martin was probably one of the best drivers to never win one.
And finished old, too, you know.
He ran
wasn't-
a long time.
Oh, a long time. Yeah.
So during the rain delay with Mark Martin, they were interviewing him, and they had like music time with Mark Martin,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
he's always been into music. And he's like, you know, back in the day, you know, I grew up with country music, this and that. He's like, now I like rap.
Yeah.
Mark Martin?
Yeah. And it's like I forget who the hell he said his favorite rapper was, but he's like, oh yeah, I love Snoop and Dre and this and that. And
Yeah.
then he said this rapper that I've never heard of. He's like, he's my favorite now. And he's like, yeah, he's like a music connoisseur.
You wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, I would have never thought Mark Martin was into rap.
No, I get a kick out of listening to a lot of them, how they're neighbors, you know, down in Mooresville and things down in North Carolina, how close their farms are to
Yep.
each other.
Yep.
And it just amazes me. Like, yeah, I rode over to, you know, Mark Martin's house, or I rode over to Dale Jr.'s house, and
most of them are
side by
neighbors.
side. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
neighbors. I
Yeah.
mean, fucking neighbors. Their ranch is butted up to this ranch and butted up to that ranch, and it's pretty amazing to hear them talk about shit
So
like that.
staying on the sports deal, I read something whenever I was waiting to come over here,
Yeah.
and this will go right up Lisa's alley.
There we go.
So the whole Stormy Daniels and Trump
oh yeah.
that's going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
How is this sports?
That's what I'm wondering.
This is where I'm going with it.
This has got to be the
is gonna be good.
No,
Kentucky
so
Stallions.
when she was on trial, or when she was on the stand testifying, she said the night after she had sex with Trump, She they went somewhere. I forget where they went. But Trump was in a press box with Big Ben.
Roethlisberger.
And Trump, and she's telling this at the trial. Trump introduced her as his little friend Stormy. And then it was Trump asked Ben to take her back to her room, walk her back to her room. And then there was something about he walked her back and he was asking for a kiss. And she shut the door. Yeah, and he was knocking on the door.
Wow.
And then she said that wasn't the only encounter she had with Ben. There was another time where she was with Trump and they were somewhere. It was at his golf. There was a charity golf tournament. And Big Ben was there again with Trump. And so now the article reads that Big Ben is keeping mum with the accusations that she's saying on trial.
Well, it's
So
not
what
like
kind of
there's a
worms-
history there with Big Ben, right?
No,
like
what
he's
kind
got the bathroom thing going on. Like he was in trouble in college. He had issues down
And
there.
that's
Like,
what it said. He can't.
He is not.
He can't.
Yeah.
He
Can't hide from
It
this.
said he can't hide from his college antics.
No, it wasn't just his college. He did them in the NFL. I mean, they praised that guy. And look, the only reason that guy got married and had kids,
Oh, he did.
yeah,
Okay.
it was because that was how he's going to fix his image.
Yeah.
Like he's a great football player, and I won't take anything away from him.
Yeah.
But Steelers fans who assault Ray Lewis for his character flaws
Right.
sure as hell look the other way for that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rooney family, if that would have been anybody other than Ben Roethlisberger, the Rooney family would have sent that guy packing the minute that accusation happened in that bathroom where he had those state troopers watching the bathroom door when he assaulted that woman. The Rooney family would have never let that go with anybody
Oh,
else.
yeah. Yeah.
But Big
They
Ben,
did. Yeah.
turn the other
Yeah.
cheek, baby.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Because that's the franchise right there.
Yep.
You know, your level of how bad you can screw up is directly correlated to how good of an athlete you are.
Well,
And that's why Ray Rice, when he screwed up, that's why the Ravens cut him, because his production was down. But if Ray Rice would have been averaging 6 yards a carry, I guarantee you they'd have found a way to keep him.
Well, money's money, man, and I'm telling you, that's the Patriots coach or the Patriots owner. You know, when he got
Robert
called out,
Kraft with the massage stuff.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they're going to hide it, and they're gonna mask it somehow or another, and that's what you do. You know,
And this whole trial, it's funny how things kind of evolve when things start coming out, and it's funny that both I listen to Bubba,
Yep.
hell yeah,
so this all circles back around to him.
to Bubba.
Yes,
Oh,
because Keith Davidson with this trial
yeah,
is cooperating with the FBI. That's how they got the correspondence. So Keith Davidson is the one that brokered the sale of Bubba and Hogan's sex tape.
oh,
And the FBI were going after him. And he became an informant. So they didn't press charges. So Bubba seems to think that the reason they got Keith Davidson to cooperate this time is because they have so many years they can go back and charge him for Bubba's case. And he's
still basically an informant.
They used it against him and said, "Hey, we can go back and charge you for this and let you cooperate now."
Yep.
And Bubba's like, "I would love to be in there and be like, are you an informant?" Like it, because they would unravel everything.
is that what they're doing with Diddy?
No, there's a whole lot going on with Diddy.
Oh
Yeah,
there's
that's a
lot,
mess.
There's a lot going on with Diddy.
They're saying that there's people that knew about it. And
Yeah. Even the Kardashians and shit is in with Diddy. But you think that's what they did with Diddy is like you being an informant and we're going to.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. Yeah.
I don't know though, man.
Yeah.
That
They're
guy.
going to take down a lot of shit and he's going to be the informant and he's going to get out
But
a
the
lot
thing
of
is,
shit.
you heard about it hot and heavy for a week, and then you haven't heard nothing about it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still to come.
That's what they
leakers.
said. They're building.
Yeah, little leakers. Yeah, it goes to Ellen, it goes to Oprah, it goes to all these damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's been there and done them parties and shit. I'm waiting to hear it. I think it'll be fun, you know, more than anything, because I could give a fuck.
Did any of y'all listen to the roast of Brady?
No, I
just a
didn't.
little bit, little
didn't.
bits
I
and
didn't
pieces.
even
I heard
but
bits.
my favorite one was the guy that said that Tom Brady walked into Robert Kraft's office the day after he drafted him, this little scrawny guy.
Yeah, right.
And he said to Robert Kraft, he walked around behind him, and he said, "I'm the greatest decision you've ever made. Do you want a massage?"
Well, we were talking about it at lunch today, and you're like, yeah, they were talking about BJ's in the locker room
yeah,
and
what
all
did-
sorts
what
of
did-
It was
stuff.
brutal.
What
The
did-
one lady, is it Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
That's not a lady.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
a guy.
no, the lady. I know Kevin's a guy.
Yeah.
The one lady was picking on him, and she was saying about how she likes to watch his movies. She calls them short films.
Yeah.
Because he's
Well,
really
Nikki-
short,
Nikki-
and she was ripping him to shreds. I was like, oh,
Nikki
this is
Glazier.
awesome.
Nikki Glazier was ripping him up.
That must have been who. Blonde?
How did
Is
you
she
lose?
blonde?
Yeah, how did you lose $30 million in crypto?
Yeah, yeah.
Even Gronk knows that that's not real money.
What did Peyton say about him? Because that was one of the
I-
big
I
headlines.
Oh,
did-
Peyton said, I was going to show up at your roast.
Yeah.
He said, but I felt bad that I would be roasting you for a third time. I was like, that's awesome.
What else did I hear? Oh, the Deflategate. He's like, oh, you know, if you know something about $20 million, because you could have just paid me $20 million, and I'd have told you if I did it or not.
How long was this fucking race?
I don't know, but the other one
2
was,
hours.
Yeah, it was a while.
Could you imagine?
but they were she was teasing Gronkowski about how stupid he was.
Yeah.
He said, just because you look stupid and act stupid and talk stupid, well, you are stupid. And I mean, she was like, it was like there was a lot of funny.
That's Nikki
Dana White flew out,
Oh, my.
and Dana. From what I heard, I haven't
the
watched
MMA,
it. I need
yeah.
to watch it.
Yeah.
But from what I heard today at work, he's like, I flew 5 hours out here, and you're only going to give me freaking 60 seconds. I'm Dana, D-A. And then he said something about Dana. Yes, that's a guy's name.
Yeah.
But they said everybody that was on that trying to roast him, he's like, they all looked and appeared as if they were trying to get canceled because they did not hold back at
Yeah.
all.
Why would you? You know.
I mean, the one thing that does seem to be making a little bit of a comeback is there seems to be from the comedian community
Yeah.
a desire to push back against this cancer culture and to say,
Yeah.
if you want to cancel me, go ahead.
Yep.
But stand-up comedy has gotten so sterile.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Elise and I, and we took you guys down there to that place. I don't know if you went with us down there to drink a little.
no.
But we went down to that
That was
what
was that? That was-
right there by
no, but
by the
who
Hollywood
was it?
Casino. We saw a couple different stand-up comics
Oh.
in there. But the one night we were there, I don't know if you were there with us that night, where the guy was teasing the family, the mom and dad and their kids were there, and he was making jokes about the mom and dad.
Yeah.
And then he was teasing the one daughter because she was redhead, and he was calling
Oh, they
her
were sitting
Ginger.
behind us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she goes, "You're not funny," and he was freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
But you know, people have become so soft-skinned
Oh, yeah.
that if you tease them,
Yeah.
they get hurt.
Yeah.
And then we've permitted them to
Yep.
say, if you're hurt, it's okay. Tell somebody. You know what? If you do a comedy show and you're hurt, you're weak. Get the fuck
Yeah.
up and leave.
I was gonna say, go home and
there's
talk
the
about it
answer.
to the
Like,
family.
At the
I
end of
don't
the
wanna
day,
hear it.
you didn't have to go.
that's right.
You
That's
bought
right.
a ticket.
And you went to a comedy club
set up
where
front
there
where
was
they
like
could pick on
30
you?
people. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like 30
And if
people in that
anybody-
room. You're
anybody-
getting abused.
Anybody that knows, if you go to a comedy, the last place you want to sit is up front. If
Yeah.
you sit up front,
Absolutely.
and
You're
you're,
getting
and
picked
you're
on.
dumb enough to sit up front,
It's coming.
it's coming.
It's
Who
coming.
was that? Oh, David Earl Reed.
Yeah,
And,
EDR.
did y'all see him?
I've never
'Cause
seen
he was
him.
at that same place.
That
y'all
venue.
were. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
great.
Yeah, he
It was
used
a
to-
nice place. I mean,
Yeah.
it was the comedians were good, and it was a small room. I don't think it held more than 30 people. It was small. The first time we went, it was like a bazillion degrees in there. I think we went with maybe Christine and Eddie, and it was like a million degrees in there. They must have just opened. They didn't have a bar set up in there. It was a train wreck. But the second time we went with you guys, it was a nice setup.
Did you ever see the Amish comedian?
No, but I've heard about him.
We've seen him twice. He's freaking hilarious.
Is it really Amish?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I don't know if he is, but he sure as hell looks it.
Yeah, he at least pulls off the look.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Oh,
say
man.
Rogan's
He had
new
us-
place, man.
he had
the,
us rolling.
What do they call that? The spaceship or the something? Rogan's new one down in Austin. They said it's built for the damn comedians and all that. Man, it's the place to be.
And that's the thing. I mean,
I'm just glad it's making a comeback.
it's their
'cause-
I know,
it's their
that's right.
livelihood. It's
Yeah.
no different than
Well,
you doing you doing you.
And listen, you don't have to go. And, you know, it's like these people who get offended on Facebook, like scroll past it.
Yeah.
Like this is really easy.
Yeah.
Just
Unfollow.
scroll past, unfollow, move on. Like we as a society have got to quit expecting everybody to conform with what we think. If you don't like what somebody else thinks, if you don't like what somebody else says,
Yeah,
move
fuck
past
you.
it.
Yeah.
Just move past
I
it.
heard something the other day. Oh, it was Bubba talking, and he's like, when I was younger, you know, everybody could have their political differences, but at the end of the day, they'd sit down, they'd have dinner,
We listened to it down there at Maryland.
And
Exactly
you can
what
sit
we've been
down
saying.
and you can sit down and you can have dinner, you can have your opinion, but at the end of the day, you're
still
entitled
friends.
to your opinion,
And we're still
we're
friends.
still friends.
You're damn right.
Now it's like, you know, it's like everybody wants to fight everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's if you disagree with my political opinion, you're trying to destroy America. That's the brand that we've created. The brand that exists today is if you disagree with me, you're trying to destroy America. And that's a dangerous brand because
yeah.
America was founded on differences and differences of opinions and differences of beliefs.
They all signed
different
that
races,
Constitution.
different
Yep.
people came here to escape that mentality.
Yep.
And here we sit. We are that, and the rest of the world sees it. They all laugh at us. Like everybody. We used to be the greatest nation on this on the earth, and I think we still are. But I'm going to tell you, we're perilously close to when you can't
Being a
accept
third world,
differences
yep.
and you can't accept somebody else's political beliefs.
Yep. Yep.
It's dangerous.
Yep. Yeah.
What do they call it? The pussification of America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's everything in general. It's not just that. It's, you know, sex, religion,
Everything.
you know,
Everything.
politics. It's
I have to
can't-
take I
you
have to
can't-
take religion out of school because I can't talk about God. Okay. But I have to teach sex ed in school and gender neutrality in school. Like I can't figure out how we determine what we're teaching and what we're not teaching because my opinions in either one of those are irrelevant to the simple fact that they're both incredibly polarizing subjects. And maybe what we ought to stick to is non-polarizing subjects like how to break the alphabet, how to add, how to subtract. Like let's not worry about this other stuff.
Yeah. Do we still do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know that we really do.
Yeah, I think they do.
Every morning.
Yeah.
We still do.
Yep.
Yeah, because I thought that we took that out. God
and that's the
almighty,
thing.
that-
I'm too old. I can't do numbers, but I've been out of school for 28 years, and I think back what it was like when I was in school compared to way it is now. And then I think, okay, when my parents were in school to when I was in school, it's progressively gotten worse.
It's crazy.
It's
One of my favorite things was, and you know, you guys know I'm not a very religious person. I'm not at all. So, but one of my favorite quotes I ever read was from a teacher, and she said, "As long as there are tests in school, there will be prayer."
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
you can't argue with that.
I
you
pray
damn
I
right.
pass this.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, exactly.
Amen. How you say it? That's amen. That's right. Yeah, but I thought I had read that or something had came across the headlines of, you know, they were trying to get the Pledge of Allegiance out of the damn.
Yeah, they
out
were
of
trying to
schools.
do all
Yeah,
that, but
yeah. And religion is one of those, you know, and that how they do that with state, you know,
Separation of church and
yeah,
state.
yeah,
Yep.
and that's just and that's what it was set.
But
on.
every time I pull a piece of cash out of my wallet, it says, "In God we trust." On.
Ain't that
Yeah.
right? How the hell? I
And
don't
listen,
know.
I'm not that guy to be preaching about it, but if
No, I'm not
you want to
either,
have
but-
it and you want to believe in it,
Yeah.
that's fine. And,
Yeah, it is what it is.
and if you want to teach it in school, probably not the right place. That's what Sunday schools and churches are for. But if it's a religious school and it's a private school, and it's what they want to do, there shouldn't be any issues with it. And if the subject gets brought up in a classroom,
Yeah.
people shouldn't be afraid to address it.
That's right.
And
That's
and,
right.
and that's-
And there
that's-
should be a place for
that
it too.
should be a,
and
that's
that's, and that's the
right.
thing. It's
Yeah.
not just that. It's like I said. It's the church, the religion, the politics. You can't have normal conversations these days with people, because a normal conversation between two people is going to flare up, because you can't. No, I'm not saying us.
No, yeah,
but
I know.
I have been in situations where people started talking politics and it got heated.
Yeah.
Like, why? Everybody
Elise
is
and
entitled to
Elise
their own
and I
opinion.
saw it when we went out for my buddy Bill's birthday. His buddy, worked for the federal government and was convinced that he knows secrets that the rest of us don't know. And if that guy knows national security secrets, I've never been more scared for this country than any place at any time in my life.
I think it's
But
better.
he got violent, like he literally got up and stormed out of there and was yelling and screaming and accusing me of not liking our freedom. And we were having a conversation like we were just talking, and he went off the deep end, and I see it.
We've got a guy that comes to the stand that we cringe at. When we see him come in and we've got a line there, we all cringe. Me and Laura, we will just cringe, and she knows who I'm talking about. He'll come in and he's if he weren't the family, part of the family of the company, he wouldn't have a job. And they've basically fired him, I don't know how many times, to own family. And every time he shows up, it's man, it is a shit show. I'm telling you, the whole damn line in front of him is trying to get the hell out of there. Ain't they, babe?
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Well,
Down in Millerstown.
I think that the difference, people's difference in opinion.
With the politics. Yeah, they follow him with helicopters and shit too. Yeah, yeah, this guy's out there.
Is what
Yeah, he's
makes
out
the United States United States. Mm-hmm. I have my opinions, you have yours. I have ways that I would do things, and you have ways you would do things. My way might be better in some aspect. Yours is going to be better in another.
Well,
if people don't have their own opinions,
Yep.
perspectives, then everything's going to be one way, one tracked, and where you going to go from that?
Yep.
There is no growth.
Well, that being said, are you a follower or are you a leader? And that's what we're based on too. So you can say what you want to say, and we're going to vote how we're going to vote, but it all goes to that, because this is what we're trained to do.
Yep.
Our whole entire lives. We were taught to do this and taught to do that, and you were taught to speak your mind, and you were taught to do, people person and stuff like that. But we're going to do what we're going to do.
Yep.
This is what makes America. And farmers and preachers are the same but different. And the farmers go to church.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, because they're praying for corn to come up.
Yep, they're praying for rain.
That's right.
Hey, and I was saying earlier,
Yeah.
I grew up in church.
Yeah.
My grandparents built churches.
Yep.
My uncle, my grandfather, both pastors. I was at church every Sunday morning, every Sunday night, every Wednesday. And then things happened as I got older that I kind of stepped away.
Thug.
Yeah, my thug hat. But there's aspects of it, I'm not going to lie, there's aspects of it that I do miss. There's some that I don't.
The community and things like that, but still, I think it's a great way to. It's a good way to learn to love thy neighbor.
Yeah, and so Sunday I'm gonna. I've agreed to, and I've wanted to, but trying to find somewhere like I grew up in church. It was just like,
Yeah,
that's what it was.
You kneel, you sit, you stand, you sit, you stand.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and that to me isn't like you get nothing out of that.
No, you just got lectured.
Exactly. So
I did. I'll tell you.
So she told me that she's been at a church that is more kind of laid back and fun.
Yeah.
And she gets more out of it. I'm like, well, that's something that I would be interested in.
If it makes you
checking
feel
out.
good, why not?
Yeah.
No, I
It's
agree.
all about that.
I agree.
And it's per person. So
And
I'll leave that.
and honestly, I mean, with and I'm not getting into it, but with all the shit that goes through my head and the way my brain works, it's like you kind of need. It's like this. I get it. I could have a crazy ass week, but when we do a podcast, it's like nothing else matters.
Yep,
And
you get
that's
an
my
hour
church.
of peace.
yeah, and it's peaceful.
That's my
and
church.
I remember that's how it was. Now, I was younger. I got to hang out with my friends and see different people that I only saw through, twice a week and stuff. But, it's like you can have that same feeling as an adult.
Yep.
You get to meet new people, excited to meet new people. So I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yep.
And,
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
See where it
Nothing at all.
goes.
I was always looking forward to communion because my preacher would always say, "Damn, you're a gulper." Well,
Yeah, but you're only getting.
I don't need the
sparkling-
crackers.
You're
Yeah,
only,
I
you're
I don't need
only
the crackers,
getting
just the
grape
wine.
juice.
I don't need the body. I just need the blood.
We never had wine. We only ever had grape juice.
We didn't.
Yeah,
No, we didn't. No, we
Yeah,
had
good
the good
Lutheran
shit.
church. They always give you wine.
Yeah.
Even that holy water had a little burn to it. That might have been me though.
That might have been you.
Holy heck, it's hot.
we were talking for the wedding. We're gonna, because my aunt is like the uber Catholic,
Right.
So we said for the
Did
wedding.
you say Uber Catholic?
Uber Catholic? She's like over the top. Like
Oh.
I went and did communion one time in a Catholic church just to piss her off
Right.
because I'm not Catholic. So I went up there and she's like, "You can't do this." I said, "Well, I just did." So when I ate the wafer and drank the wine, I didn't.
They didn't
combust.
arrest you.
No, and I didn't combust.
Yeah.
She thought I was going to like. But so for our mixed drink for the wedding, I want to do bourbon and holy water.
There you go.
I got a guy that will bless that water. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My,
Yeah.
I would
Junior
love to-
River water.
He's
I would love
the
to see my aunt's face. Oh my God, what is that drink?
he plays the clown over here at the haunted house, and he is ordained greatness. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go, bourbon and holy water.
I'm telling you, man, he will
Coming to a
swear
wedding
on
near
that
you.
holy water. It is
So
the
I
best
had-
shit ever.
When I was younger, I had a buddy who got married.
Might have a
And
little sulfur,
his-
stinky smell.
Yeah.
The girl that he married was Roman Catholic. So we had the wedding in Hershey in a Roman Catholic church.
Oh,
The most beautiful building I've
Oh, I
ever
can
seen in my
imagine.
I
life.
bet. Yeah.
The longest wedding of my life.
Wow.
Hotter than heck.
Yeah.
It was like 5.5 hours long.
Oh yeah. Oh, you got to kneel. You got to stand. You got to kneel. You
Well,
got to stand. Every
they-
time
they
I go
want
to
you
a
to
Catholic,
No,
suffer.
I was in
They
the
just
wedding.
want
We
you to
literally
suffer.
stood there
at the front for-
because they did all these
They do a
different
whole
things.
mass.
Yes.
Why is it a suffrage though? I mean,
My-
I'm just saying.
My cousin and I
Why
were
is
standing there
Catholics?
going,
They all suffer.
I said, I have sweat everywhere.
Yeah.
He's like, it is hot. And I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
I done Lutheran for a hot minute.
Lutheran's like Catholic, like
I know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's on the lower scale of that.
But at least when you go to a Catholic church, you feel like you know the play. Because if you don't have any Lutheran background and you're just Methodist or Baptist, and you go to a Catholic church, you have no idea what's going on.
Well, I can't even understand them.
But well, yeah, I don't understand. But at least I know a lot of when to sit and stand because it's like
Well, it's a ritual.
yeah, it's Catholic like
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I just did whatever my other family did, and it was fun to do that because it was kind of like music, you know.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah.
So my kids both of my kids got baptized
like
in
a
the same
Cherokee
the same
Indian
baptism thing I did. Like my brother and I and
Yeah,
my
we did
brother
that.
started and get baptized because they practice different religion, doesn't baptize. So so both my kids got baptized in the same baptismal thing that I did.
Yeah.
So this thing was
As
like
babies.
yeah, like it's babies and they're little, you
Yeah.
know. They're like
Did
really
they
little.
dunk them or just put it on
No,
their
they
head?
just put it on her head, but the thing was like silk, and so I'm up there, I'm in my suit, and I got the silk thing. I'm holding James, and because he got baptized, it was like October, and I'm holding him, and he starts moving around. Well, he starts moving around, and his silk thing was like trying to hold on to like water. So I almost dropped him because so I'm up there trying to catch him, and the preacher, he was a funny guy. I liked him. He looked at me and he said, "You ought to play for Penn State. You're able to recover a lot better than they do when they start to drop the ball." I thought if I drop this kid in front of the church, I'm just gonna go right to jail. Like that'll be it.
Well, out in Texas when I lived out there, we were I would hang out with friends of mine that were Episcopal, and they had the fucking pool, a fucking pool that
Oh,
you
to
could
dunk in.
but you could see in it from the
Like a
congregation.
glass pool.
Yeah. So they would take them in there, and he was one of them, and we were probably in our all but teens, if not maybe 13, something like that. And I remember seeing his ass go in, just dunk his ass. But on the greater side of that, the preacher that dunked him was his stepfather. And he would send us out in these fucking elaborate boats with just coolers of beer. Yeah. And every weekend, we would all gather together, and we would have beers and stuff like that, and he drank. But then even better yet, they opened up this big ass game room for the community, and made it the mecca of like pool tables, arcade games and stuff like that for the kids, man. Made a gazillion dollars off of that. I mean, I was in the early 90s, late 80s that we did all that. Yep. And an amazing family, an amazing religion, because if I had to get in one that I could drink beer and swim in glass pools, that would be it. Yeah. He had nice boats too. Yeah.
So let's go. We're gonna pivot another direction now.
Okay. Yeah.
We always talk about the local community, and
right.
and people that do good stuff.
Right.
So last week, our dog takes off from the vet, and she's a blue heeler. If you've ever had one, it's like herding cats when they don't want to be with you.
Well, she is a herder,
and but she doesn't come back for nothing. She's wild, she's skittish, and
she's
so she takes off. Yeah, she does her thing. And I'm in Hershey, so James and Michaela, they got to leave work. They come and help. We're down there with Romaine and her daughter. So Lisa stays down there because we have no way to tell them.
To see Godsmack. Y'all were down there to see Godsmack.
Yeah. The last time I went to Godsmack was a shit show because I had to carry one of the ladies back to the car. This time I had to leave early. So I said, we're not going to see Godsmack anymore.
Never again.
Because it's getting progressively worse. I'm not really sure what's going to happen next time. But the vet calls while we're at the Godsmack concert and says, we lost your dog. Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like you think it's a joke, right? So I leave the concert, we come back. There's 14 people from the vet's office out there looking for this dog. They got SUVs running around. They got trucks running around town. They're posting stuff. At least put stuff on Facebook. They were calling people. There's calls coming in. It's like a damn command center for this dog.
Oh, I could see that.
Well, we're in the country out here, and they probably did have about every damn kind of vehicle out there. Look,
4-wheelers, UTVs,
it was crazy.
everything
Absolutely
for
crazy.
this dog.
Yeah.
So everybody says to me, you need to find a new vet. Well, here's the thing: you make mistakes, you're measured by how you respond to them. Right in life, that's what we should teach.
Exactly.
What vet office do you go to that when they lose your dog, they pay people overtime? Look, those people weren't there for free.
They call in the cavalry.
Those people had everybody there working. It was 10:30 at night when we found that dog. 10:30. And
who found it? Who found Ren?
I found Ren.
Yeah, not the vet.
But and the only reason she came to me is because Charger was along and she wanted to see him. She gave a rat's ass about me.
But everybody got overtime.
That's the first thing the wife said. She's like, tell Jeff to go get Charger.
I agree.
Yeah.
I said the same thing to James. I said, when you're way over, why don't you want to get Charger? But he had a motorcycle, so he couldn't. But what a fantastic job to go and get this dog and to stick with it. They felt bad that they lost the dog. I guarantee you, they'll probably have a different procedure every time they take a dog out now. Ren's not even, she's lost her overnight privileges at the vet.
More than likely.
Come in the morning and she's taken home that next day or same day. But
and didn't she feel bad about losing her?
She felt horrible. And I wasn't the best.
Probably not.
I was pretty direct, and I said some things I had to apologize for afterwards.
Well, yeah, who wouldn't? Who in the heat of the moment? Who wouldn't?
Yeah. But
that's the baby.
But again, it's how you respond.
And
so it was a teaching moment because kids were both there, and I think they need to see that you got to be accountable.
That was a good lesson.
Yeah,
it was a good lesson. Yeah.
But it was. I was proud of that.
Yeah. I'm proud of them. I said, and the ones that were the farthest out, James will say, was him and Michaela.
Oh my
way
God,
the hell out in the fucking middle of the woods.
Honest to God, I bet you they walked 4 or 5 miles looking for that dog.
They were using fucking apps to figure out where the hell they were.
We had Life 360. Thank God we have that because at least where the kids were. Yeah. I said to James, if your battery dies in Life 360, just sit right there because at least we'll have your last location.
Yeah.
But but I had to laugh because we get the dog back, and the vet looks at me and he goes, just so you're aware, it's going to be easier to retrieve your dog than it was your children. And they were like up on the top of the ridge. They had to walk out like a mile and a half just to get to the road.
Yeah.
And I said to James, you were all the way over by above Russell's there by Miss Brenda's.
Yeah.
And then they came out. They were a mile past the vet's office, and that's where they came out of the woods. I was like, where were you guys at?
And you even said, like, the vet called Brenda, called Russell.
I mean, they were coming on your property.
We're
just fantastic.
Exactly. To have the common sense to do that, hey, let's call the property owners, let them know that we are going to be on, we're looking for a dog.
That's what it should
like
be.
They handled that in the most professional way they could have.
No way, shape, or form. I changed vets over a treatment like that.
That was a good call though to go get Charger.
It was. And I thought about going home, and then when Corey said that was a miss, I thought, well, clearly I'm not off base.
No.
But I just had to laugh. She started coming to me, and then she got about 6 feet away, and she kind of paused. And I was like, oh no. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, dog, there ain't no way you're getting away.
You're coming
like,
home.
This is it. You're coming home right now. Like, I've been looking for you for 3 hours. You're going to be in the car right now. So
you're going to feel a lot better.
Yeah, I just yelled for Charger. And, he comes leaping out of the window because that's what he does.
Yeah.
And, he acts like
ever.
Superman, and he hits the ground, and Ren she just jumped on top of him as he hit the ground. And I was like, that's what I needed.
Yeah.
And I just picked her up and threw her in the car. And, man, she smelled horrible. Because, the good news was that day the farmers had sprayed liquid poo on the field.
And
it was garbage night in town.
Yeah.
Oh,
so she had the ability to roll in some shit while she was out there. And then she got to go up on the hill where the good garbage was.
That's good.
And have a little bit of a smorgasbord while she was out.
We can laugh about it now.
Yeah.
But I said,
probably over to Wormer now.
I said she was there to get fixed.
Yeah.
She didn't want fixed.
Yeah.
I said she just went and ripped up Millerstown. I said now when they take her to the vet, they're gonna be like, sorry, Jeff, we can't fix her. She's pregnant.
She's gonna have puppies now.
Yeah, no telling. Because didn't we catch her the other night? Wasn't that?
It was
Charger. What?
Charger's fixed. Okay,
Charger's fixed.
That's hateful though, because that'd be some pretty babies.
Yeah.
That's like Gemma.
Charger's about the prettiest dog.
Gemma never.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, really?
She's never been around any other dogs to get any.
Well, Kevin
she's
has
like
them.
the 77-year-old virgin. That's
Kevin now. He's what, 8, babe?
She's 11.
He's all but 8.
77.
77.
Yeah. She's pretty damn spry for 77.
She is pretty spry for 77. She cracks me up.
I tell you what, I love that dog to death.
Oh my God, she cracks me up. She just cracks me up.
I had a boxer when I was before, and at that point,
did it live that long? As long as Gemma?
No, that one ran away.
Oh,
that was wild.
Oh, it was wild.
All I'll say is I bought it off the Amish.
Oh yeah, a little bit of interbreeding there. Yep.
Probably went back to the Amish farm. You probably go buy it back today.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
But just how loyal they were and everything. I won't ever own another dog other than a boxer.
Well,
like I love that dog.
I'm with it all over.
Their temperament, just.
Yep. Kevin's 8 years old now, and he ain't had a piece of ass in his whole damn life. He had a little Pomeranian about the same. He's 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had probably a little 3 pound Pomeranian there that was just right up his alley, and I threw the ball for him one day with the Pomeranian there. Well, his dumbass, he turned around and hit the pole of the carport and started squealing. Well, then the Pomeranian started chasing him, and he squealed even longer, and then came and jumped in my lap. I was like, well, you just missed your chance,
Yeah,
buddy.
that was it.
Yeah. Now he just humps toys.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, and then Laura cuts the legs off of him so he can't hump them. So,
That octopus was really looking forward to that next visit.
Yeah.
Wasn't that what it was, babe? Octopus toy. You cut all the legs off of it so he couldn't hump it no more. Oh, a Christmas bear.
Christmas
Yeah.
bear.
Okay, I was wrong on that. Yeah, it was white though, right? Yeah, and she cut all the legs off and then sewed the legs up. So now he just wants to chase legs.
Because he's a leg man.
The next
He's a leg-
the next
yeah.
episode on Netflix.
Yes. We don't need that.
Kevin does Santa.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're at 50.
Yeah. All right, 50.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, so now weather this week is crazy. It's going to be nice. It's going to be nice till like Friday or something like that, and then Saturday's going to take a shit on us or something.
Oh, it always does.
I know. But don't we ever? We always get good business.
I don't know. Mine says
no.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday rain.
Oh, really?
Oh, great.
Yeah. But what's the temperature?
It changes each. Yeah, it drops.
Yeah.
It changes each day because the other night I looked. Wife asked me, "What's the weather?" I'm like, "All right, show like rain Friday night and Saturday all day, then like Sunday night." But then it's like now it's showing rain.
It don't ever bother us up there though. It's like the rainiest days to stand. The people. I mean, we have the
as long as it ain't blowing sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the windshield wipers went to shit on me. I think I told both of you.
Yeah.
Them, they went to shit on me on the minibus. So this is like a week or 2 weeks ago. And I pulled up the gas station, got gas, and the windshield wipers were running. I turned the motherfuckers on when I damn left, and they didn't work. But you could hear them running.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't running. So I took it apart yesterday and just took the cowl off the front there, the little things there, and the windshield wipers and blades and all that bullshit. And God
They
almighty,
got little plastic clips.
it's let me tell you what is the worst thing ever to fix on a car. The windshield wipers. So the motor sticks down inside the cowl, and you know how they make little slots of metal down through the cowl there. And then you got to get your arm under there. Now I want you to look at my arm. I got fucking blood blisters on my fucking arm. Damn, just running my fucking arm under there. So I took the whole workings slam out. I mean, the arms, the motor, everything out just to see how it worked. Well, what it was that little fucking clip was just a little worn and just a little stretched. So you have around that motor, you got a little thing that goes down there. So you only have 2 little slides there. It just goes clip. That's it. And I mean that motherfucker. And in thousandths, I bet it's 10 thousandths. A piece of notebook paper is 2. That right there is 2 thousandths. I bet it was 5 sheets of that. Thick. And all it done was just wore it out a little bit. I squeezed it a little bit. I put it back on there with it out and tried it. Oh, it was perfect. Now to get that motherfucker back in there. Holy fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I stuck it back in there and tried to put the clip in. Nah, you couldn't do that. So I got it back in. I started the clip before I put the motor back in. I just got it barely started. I bet it was 2 hours of me starting it. Pow! I would have it all back together and then try it and boom, it would drop out again. And you only have, like I say, 10 thousandths of a little slot there that you can't see it.
Yep.
It's underneath there. And my fucking finger ain't that strong to push that fucking clip. And man, I'm telling you, my fucking fingers are raw. My damn arms are bleeding and shit the whole damn day. She said, watch the windshield, because I would take that damn pump out and I would go, clam.
That would have been what you needed to bust the windshield on top of everything else.
It wouldn't have hurt my feelings, I swear to God.
Tied a rope to it.
Yeah. That's what I should have done. It would have been a lot easier.
So we just
but
need to know
I
at
got
the
her
end
in
of the
there.
story. Did you get the?
Oh,
windshield
yeah.
replaced?
She's a working deal now. Yeah. It fucking pissed me off.
As soon as you said
My
you
whole-
could hear it, but it wouldn't move, that's why I said clip.
My whole day yesterday was I started off, the brother came up. He said, can you fix my mower? I said, after I forget my shit fixed, my own shit. Yeah, I got to fix my shit first, then I'll fix your shit. So then I got it fixed finally and went out And his push mower, you know, the push mower deals, they always start cracking and breaking at the handle and stuff like that. So I get the welder out, and I started welding along and I cleaned up and all that shit, and started welding along and thought, I'll take a piece of metal or something, because he's rough on them and he mows a lot of grass. So I'll put a piece of metal in there and just make it strong. And so I do both sides of it, because I know the next side's coming here soon. And so I took a Sawzall blade, and an old one that was dull and flat and everything. And I thought, well, I'll stick that up there. Ooh, that looks good. So I started welding that fucking Sawzall blade. That fucking thing, man, as quick as I hit it with that welder, it just went, it was gone.
It out.
Oh, man.
It just blows out.
That's the cheapest shit ever known to man. That metal, it comes from China. Swear to God. But you cannot weld that. I don't care how dialed down you are. You cannot weld that fucking. So I threw that out. Then I got a piece of angle. I'm going to put it on there, and I cut it out and everything, and then use the other half for the other side and made that work. Then I took my mower apart. I still wasn't done with my shit. And all I had was one fucking bearing. I'm telling you, out of that 54-inch, one fucking bearing will just screw your
whole day.
You're out to lunch.
Yep.
I got my big tractor. And I swear, I think I just want a finishing mower to pull behind it.
Yep.
And done. Yeah. And then he can take his little
push mower and do the rest.
Yep. There you go. Yeah. Because I've got a weed killer that'll take care of everything else. Yeah. And I did that today. And yesterday, and I swear to God, I done more work than most people do in a fucking week, in 2 days over there, and it felt good. I slept so good last night.
And tomorrow you're cooking.
Yeah, well, then we start the company shit, but it is what it is.
That's right.
And we got her done, and are we ready to go out of here?
We are.
Get some chicken in us, because Miss Elise brought us some chicken tonight to eat.
She did.
And hey, thank you to all my vets. Don't forget about the 18th. Love all your neighbors, and take care of your elderly. Look out for everybody around you. And see you next week.
See you next week.
See ya.